guys, it's Jessie. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we are doing a makeup declutter, which I am super duper excited for because we have not done one in forever. I think it might have been last year, maybe end of last year, maybe even the year before last time I did a proper declutter. And since being at uni, since kind of like just I guess becoming less obsessed with makeup, I've realised that there's not a need to keep absolutely everything I have, and certain things just don't work for me, so I will be getting rid of a few things today. I did do a makeup chopping block video about a week or so ago where I talked about some of the products that I'm considering decluttering, so you'll probably see some of those in this video. I'll link it in the cards if you don't want to watch that. Also, I hope this angle is okay. I haven't filmed like a shot my stash or anything video like that before. I know you can see my leg here, like I don't know if that's really like off-putting. Would it be better like that? Maybe, but then I feel like it's really skew-if. Like, I don't know. We're just gonna have to go with it, and I hope you don't mind too much. I hope it's not too off-putting, but basically we're just going to get started. So this top drawer here, well, technically my top drawer is up here. This is just like my everyday makeup. It's very zoomed in, so you can't really tell. But yeah, I'm not getting ready with any of this stuff. It's like Project Pan everyday stuff, so that can all stay. And then in here we just have like some base products. So firstly, I'll start back here with the foundations. Three of these actually were in my chopping block. I've decided to keep this one because I actually really enjoy it, but I am going to be getting rid of the Makeup Gallery Gorgeous Flawless Foundation. I got this so long ago in my like Poundland makeup video, and firstly I'm pretty sure it's expired. It smells awful, and I don't think I even liked how it performed at the time, so I definitely will be getting rid of that one. And also I'm going to be getting rid of my Florence by Mills Like a Light Skin Tint. I really wanted to enjoy this a lot more than I did, but I found that this just doesn't look nice on my skin. It's slightly too dark for me, and it really clings to dry patches like extremely heavily, to the point where like even if I feel like I don't have any dry patches, it will just cling. So getting rid of that one. And then left over in here I have my Catrice True Skin foundation, which I love, and my Fenty Ease Drops, which I really like. They are a little bit light for me, but they work well in the winter. I've got two liners down here. I don't really use liners very much, but I will probably keep those. Then moving forward, I can get rid of this beauty blender. It is very old, and I've had it for a while, and it's just kind of past its best, so that can definitely just go in the bin. Then I've got three concealers here. This CoverGirl one looks really like expired, but it just separates so quickly. I'm going to keep all of those. I can get rid of these two mascaras. I just do not use them. I use my Maybelline Lash Flick in the pink tube normally, but I will keep this one, and this one's okay, but these two I don't use. We've just got the W7 Lengthening Mascara and the Body Shop Happy Go Lash. I think I got both of these for free, so I don't need them, and I will just put them in the little declutter bin. Then we've got some primers down here. I actually bought this one recently because I panned all of my non-glowy primers. So I've got a SPF here, two glowy primers, and I needed a new non-glowy primer, so keeping all of those. And in here we just have an old bronzer that I've kind of like smashed to pieces, nearly used up, but like there's not much left. But I am gonna like fully declutter that, clean it out, and then I'll be able to actually like repress something else in there. So that is our first drawer done. We're looking a little bit bare, but the other drawers is where it gets like a lot of stuff. Okay, so next up we have my cheek drawer. Okay, so I think you can see okay. I might actually try and change the angle so you can see a bit better. Okay, so I've just had to kind of just zoom you in massively, and I guess we'll do it bit by bit here. But firstly we have my cheek drawer here. I'm going to try and do the best I can decluttering, but I've got a lot of stuff. I've realized how many blushes I have. It's actually ridiculous. So this here is my cream blush little bit. You can't see fully, but I will just pull this out so you can see the full thing. So we have a lot of cream blushes here. I've got way too many, but I am probably going to keep a lot of them. So I've got two Tower 28 ones here that I love, my matte one that actually looks quite nice, and the MAC one I was thinking about getting rid of, but it is a very nice like no makeup blush when I'm like really doing light makeup, and I do think I could probably pan it quite easily because I use quite a lot. I'm going to get rid of one of my Fenty blushes. It's going to be this one, the shade Fuego Flush. Unfortunately I just don't like the glitter in this. I feel like it looks really patchy on the skin once I've actually blended it out. I don't know how well you can see here, but like it's just got like too much shimmer in it that it just like does like little flecks of shimmer on your face, and then it blends out so poorly. Like it blends out into nothing basically. So yeah, unfortunately I'm going to be getting rid of this one. Then moving down, I'm also going to get rid of this one. This one's so old, it's so gross, it's so stiff, and I don't like the colour. It's so bright, like it literally looks disgusting in there, like it's all cracked, so that one can definitely go. Then this one I don't love, but we are so close to using up, so I definitely think I could pan that. These could all stay. This one is kind of like neither here nor there. Like, I kind of enjoy it, so I will keep it. Like, there's no issues with it. I'm going to get rid of one of my blushes. I think it was this one. Yeah, this is just the shade Plant Gaze, and for me it's just too light for my skin. It's kind of like a corally color, almost like a really pale corally color, but for like a no makeup look I would prefer a different blush, and this one like really is very light. But I am going to be keeping all of my other blushes. I've got so many. I think I've got 9 plus a bronzer one and a highlight one, so like there's tons in here. Oh, and I've got one at my boyfriend's house as well. Like, also if you look at these, they're like all the same shade. Anyway, I love them, so they will stay. So only getting rid of 2 cream blushes. I know that's kind of bad, but I love them. They're probably my favorite part of my makeup. Then here we have some highlights and bronzers. I don't know how much I will get rid of here. I've got my Soph little glow kit, which I really enjoy, and the Kaleidos contour that I was testing out in my shopping blog, but I actually ended up really enjoying it. Some more bronzers. This one's okay, but I like to take it traveling because it's like a nice 3-in-1. Highlight, blush and highlight. I will get rid of this one. This was on my chopping block, and I just think I've got so many products that I love. There's no point keeping one that I don't think I would ever pick to use unless I was panning it. I just feel like I don't like the sparkle on this, and it is a bit powdery. This is the Persona Cali Glow highlighter in Laguna. So yeah, that one is gonna go, unfortunately, but I do think I've got a decent amount of use out of it. I think I've had it in a few projects, so I have used it a bit. I've got my Kaleidos Ray Rider, which is stunning. I absolutely love this one. Then my Becca highlight and my 2 Beauty Bay ones. And I think I'm gonna keep everything else in here. I've just got Colourpop and my Made by Mitchell liquid blush, the bronzer one. So next up I have powder blushes in the back here. I don't think I want to get rid of any of these. I don't have tons of powder blushes. Like, this isn't a lot for me, I don't think. I've got a Natasha Denona one, which I am actually going to take to my boyfriend's house because I have like a little set of makeup there, and I think I want to swap out. I had this blush in, but I don't think this looks good without foundation, and normally I'm doing like light makeup there, so I think I'll take this one instead to wear there. So yeah, this is just my powder blush collection. Just to run through it, I've got a mini Lottie London one, a Body Shop one, Flower Beauty, an Elf, and 2 Beauty Bay, and then the Colour FX and the Natasha Denona, so I'm going to keep those. We are not doing well. So next up we have some palettes here. I've got the Angel Dust highlighter from the Pastel Roses. This is stunning. This is such a pretty highlighter. I love it, and I really need to use it more. Sorry, I can't tell when it focuses on the actual product or my drawer, but look, that is stunning. I love it, so that's staying. And then this is my Charlotte Tilbury palette. I'm actually thinking of making this a Pan That face palette for next year. I think I'd really enjoy that. They can both stay. This was in my chopping block, but I am going to keep it. This one, however, is going to go. This is my Hide and Chic palette from Barry M. I literally never use it. The bronzer is nice, a bit dark but nice, but none of the other powders I have any use for, so that can definitely go. My Pat McGrath palette, I feel like I don't get enough use out of. It's stunning and I love it. And then my Roxy Revolution palette, it is broken. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of repress and depot a lot of these shades. So I think I can mix a couple of the lighter ones together and then maybe have like these ones, but like these two I never use. They are so dark on my skin and they don't blend out super well if I use like a tiny amount. So I am going to repress this, but technically this is getting decluttered because like the packaging is completely broken. So I feel like they are just going to expire so much faster in a package like this, so I am going to declutter it, although I do like kind of look at the palette. And this Becca one, I don't really know what to do with. Like, I don't use it very much, but it does have very pretty like blushes. These two especially I really enjoy, so I will keep this for now. Never touched that purple one, I can't lie, but yeah, they are pretty, so I will keep them. And then just rolled down here was 2 eyeshadows. I've got 4, technically 5 cream eyeshadows here. So one of them is this blush highlight, but this is not a highlight color for me. I really want to test it out as an eyeshadow because it is very pretty, and I think it would work well as a cream eyeshadow. It's quite liquidy. I feel like it starts to separate a bit, but it just looks like that, like a very pretty shimmery shade. So I do want to give it a go as an eyeshadow. Why are you not focusing? So yeah, it's got quite a nice shine to it, so I do want to give it a go, but I just haven't had a chance to, so I need to give that a go and see how I feel about it. I've got this one that needs to be repressed. This is the shade Reverie by Beauty Bay, which is a fave, but it it is just all crushed up from when I went traveling. And then this one as well is the shade Vision, both very pretty single shadows, but sadly they don't do single shadows anymore. Then I've got 2 cream eyeshadows, which I don't really use. This one is really pretty though. It's a very, very reflective gold color. It's super duper shiny, and so I'm going to keep that one. And this Ilia one, I don't really know what to do with. I don't really use it. It's a very nice, like, subtle, okay, well, the doe foot has completely come off. It's got like a doe foot applicator, but I think it's completely come off in the tube. So anyway, well, now I do know what to do with it, because to be fair, I barely use it. But yeah, that one is going to go. Obviously it's broken. So yeah, those are all the products in here. I've got a couple more towards the back. I've got a few more face palettes. These are all staying. I've got my Anastasia Sugar Glow Kit, which I do enjoy. Definitely could get some more use out of it. It's not a favourite highlighter formula, but they are great. And also I could depot them if I wanted to. They very easily pop out, and I really enjoy that in the palette. Then I have the e.l.f. Cream Contour Palette. Again, kind of my only cream contour besides this one here, so we'll keep that. And finally, one of my favourite blush palettes is by Peach Bellini. This isn't going anywhere. This is probably my favourite blush formula, so they can all stay. My cream blush drawer, the fact that this used to be my just blush drawer, and the fact that I had to change it and it doesn't all fit in, is ridiculous. No girl needs that many cream blushes, especially because they're probably the thing that's going to expire first in my collection. But you know what, we moved, like, it's fine. I am happy with the bits that we've got rid of. I think there is a decent amount so far. So now we go to eyeshadows. Okay, this is the biggest problem area for me. I'm just going to show you my eyeshadow palette drawer because you can't actually see it from here. It's the most unorganized mess ever. This is what she looks like. So we've got the pile all across here. We're like double stacked behind here. There's just like palettes on palettes, and then it goes back. There's like a full stack of palettes under here. All my Beauty Bay palettes are stacked there. There's stuff at the back. Like, it is horrendous. So I think what I'm going to do is take everything out and try and reorganize. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I think I'm going to keep my stack of Beauty Bay at the back there. I really do like my Beauty Bay palettes, and I think I do reach for them enough that, like, it's kind of okay that they're at the back, because I do still reach for them. I'll run you through what I've got. Firstly, there's a Made by Mitchell palette here. This one, like, I don't love it. This one would probably be a potential declutter for the end of the year. I just do think, like, it's kind of iconic though, like, I can't lie. I don't know why. I feel like I can't let go of this yet. I barely use it. It's not cohesive for me. I don't do a lot of, like, mixed colourful looks. The colourful looks I do are normally monochromatic, so looking at this palette scares me, but, like, I just can't bring myself to get rid of it for some reason. Like, I just feel so attached to it. Then I have the Nikkie Tutorials Beauty Bay, which I think I'll never get rid of, even though I've, like, ripped a shade out when it was leaking. Like, I feel so strongly towards this palette. This is the one that got me into Beauty Bay. Some really stunning shades, and absolutely obsessed with it. Then, to run through these quickly, we've got the Age of Opulence, Sunset Horizons. I used to collect them, but I don't think I have all of them now. I don't have Book of Magic, I don't have the Me and Mama Mitchell, and I don't think I have the newer ones. I've got some in my panning drawer as well. I've got Love Notes, New Mood, and the Jade palette as well as the Golden Age palette. This one, also I don't have yet, the newer one. There's like Retro Love and something else. Then there's the New Romantic palette here, Dark Fantasy, which I actually like a lot more than I expected to. And probably my favourite, we have the Wilderness. So stacking them all up. Also the neutral one, which I actually love. This is a really nice palette. So they are all stacked at the back there. There's like a space here that I could probably slot some palettes into. Will my Anastasia ones fit there? Okay, I might slot my Anastasia ones into the back here. We've got Modern Renaissance, Subculture, Soft Glam, Riviera, as well as Amrezy. Like, looking through this, I'm like, girl, you are obsessed with makeup. They can all kind of slot back there. Okay, that gives us a bit more space to work with. Then, I don't know what to go for next. I've got some long palette. I've got my 3 naked ones. Naked Honey, Naked Cherry, and Naked Ultraviolet. Naked Ultraviolet can probably go, to be honest. I do not use this. It was on my shopping block. I had it in my little makeup basket for over a week, and I didn't touch it. This just isn't cohesive to me. I'm not going to reach for this palette just for the neutrals, because I don't feel like their shimmers perform well enough, and there's not really a deep enough selection here, and there's not enough to do a purple look here, so this one can probably go. Then we've got my 3 Sigma palettes, which I love. Enchanted I really want to use a bit more. It's just like a bit dark and a bit scary. Then we've got Ambiance, which is stunning, and Corda Rosa, who's also stunning. They can go there. I've got this one, the Queen of Hearts, which I'm debating doing a pan that palette with next year. It's not as dark as it looks with the like reflective bit, but I can pop that in, I guess, at the end here. Then I might start from the other end with my kind of more square palettes. I've got the BH Cosmetics Lost in Los Angeles, which I love the formula of, but again, not super cohesive for someone that doesn't do a lot of colourful looks. I've got two of my square Own's Eye palettes, which I adore, the Alva 2. This just needs more love from me. It's absolutely stunning. The original Alva palette, again, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Own's Eye, one of my favourite eyeshadow formulas. Then I've got two here. I've got the Solman palette, the Solman. I actually love this. I think this is very underrated, but I don't think it's available anymore. So this is turning into an eyeshadow collection. I'll breeze through it because I want to do a separate eyeshadow collection video. But then we've got the Freya, which probably could go, but I am a collector and you can't get it anymore, so I will keep this for now. Then I've got two Natasha Denona palettes. I've got Metropolis, which is probably one of my favourites. Cost me £88 though. That's one to stomach looking back on. And Sunset Horizons, which I got for free with vouchers, but just the Sunrise palette, and this is nice. Then I've got two kind of similar sized palettes. I feel differently about them though. This is a favourite from the Pastel Roses. Absolutely stunning, gorgeous colour story. And then the Juvia's 3 Coral. I think I've used once maybe, but it's the only greys in my whole collection, so I kind of want to keep it. I literally don't have any other palettes that have greys at all. Then we've got the Escape Pod from Kaleidos, another favourite. Another favourite is the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. I love her. Just trying to think what else can fit in nicely. This one can kind of slot in with my long ones. My Charlotte Tilbury, she's gorgeous too. There's not much space left here, but I'm going to just slot in kind of my little singles palette. And maybe like one other thing, what can fit in. This one from LA Splash, which is like just the palette that I take whenever I'm traveling. So that is kind of that little stack there. Then let's talk about some that I can get rid of. I see like a few here that I can definitely get rid of. Firstly, we've got my Maybelline Nudes of New York palette. The mattes in here are incredible. I love them, but the shimmers are just not it. I have barely reached this palette when I'm not panning. As you can see, I've hit pan in Globetrotter, and I was very near pan in Dreamer. That was in a project twice, but like the rest of it is pretty much untouched. I just don't reach for that, so that can definitely probably leave me. Then Colourpop Miss Bliss. This was my pan that palette for this year. Then we had a casualty, two casualties actually. So realistically, I'm not going to reach for this palette with like all the shimmer shades missing. I'm not just going to reach for these neutrals, especially because like 4 of the neutrals remaining are like ones with glitter in them, and there's a pressed glitter there. So like I'm not reaching into this palette for these 2 shades, so that can definitely go. Then I've got the Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions. This one I've literally used probably once, and I think I swatched the rest of the time. I have not reached for it at all. I'm just not going to reach for these shades, so that can go too. So now I have these two. These are 2 more Beauty Bay palettes. I really enjoy these. These can definitely stay. I'm going to probably start another row here. Do they fit in? Oh, they don't fit in that last one. I guess I'll just stop them from this side. Then what else have we got? We've got the Tartelette Little Toasted. I'm debating between this one and the Queen of Hearts for a pan that palette, but I think I'd do really well with this. We've got my NARS Afterglow palette, which I actually enjoy a lot more than I'd expected to. That can stay. Then I've got the Kaleidos Futurism, which I love. This is absolutely stunning and definitely staying. And I think I'm going to slot that there in front of like maybe this one. This is the Pat McGrath one. I'm a bit unsure about this one. These are just like shimmers. I might see if I can depot these. They don't look too sturdy in there, like it's just plastic, and if I could pop these in a single palette, I think that would make a lot more sense, considering like this is taking up so much space for like no reason. So I'm going to put that in here for now, but like it's kind of off to the side. And then I've also got this like Nabla glitters, which I don't use, but like I kind of want to keep. They fit in there quite nicely with like this, like holding it up. And then I've just got one more palette, which is my Charlotte Tilbury Walk of No Shame Luxury palette, but I just feel like the mattes in here don't blend well for me, and the shimmer just is a little bit lackluster. I know Charlotte Tilbury's are meant to be like super stunning and glittery, but like you literally can't really see where I just swatched it. Like it's just not it, so that's gonna go too. So my drawer is looking so much better, so much more empty. I mean, like there's a ton in here, but I really think moving these ABH ones back here, like I won't forget that I have them. I know I have them, but like I don't use them too often, so they can definitely stay there. And then everything else is just kind of working a lot better for me now. I would love to get it down to maybe like 1 row. Like these ones I do like. There's a couple here that probably could go, but I am keeping them all for now, and I'm happy with that. And then finally for lips. So I don't know how well you can see here, but firstly I've got all my Fenty glosses. They are all staying. I love them. I've got way more than this, but they are just in like purses and stuff everywhere. So just to run through, we've got Ruby Milk, Peach Pout in the cream formula, Taffy Teas, We've got Candy Milk, Champ Stamp Fantasy and Fenty Glow Fantasy here. We've got a Maybelline gloss that can stay, my lip liners all staying, as well as my Natasha Denona lipstick. This is a really pretty brown. These three can stay. I've got an Elf Retro Paradise gloss. Sorry, you can't see that. Elf Retro Paradise gloss. I've got the Beauty Bay gloss in Slippers and the Sofx Revolution lip balm. This one can go. This is, I don't really like to look at it. This is disgusting. You can see I've had this lip gloss, probably the oldest product in my collection, and look at the sediment like that's gathered from like my lip product. That's disgusting. It's meant to be a clear gloss. That's going 100%. This one can also go. I have had this. This actually might rival for the longest in my collection. I know I've had this since I was like 14. Somehow it still doesn't smell awful. Like, it's actually a decent shade, but like there's absolutely no way that I can put this on my lips. I might look up the code just to see when it was made out of curiosity, and I'll put it on the screen. But like, this is so old. Like, it's pretty, but it's just old. And like, I don't wear liquid lipstick. I literally only wear gloss, and especially like I like a shiny gloss. But yeah, that's that. It's still surprisingly like swatchable. But yeah, that one is going to go. Same for these two. These are just kind of liquid lipsticks I have had for ages. I got these as gifts when I was like 14 again. We've got a Bella Pierre Kiss Proof Cream in the shade Hothead, and then a gloss lip gloss, which is actually more of a liquid lipstick, and this one doesn't have a shade, so they can both go. This is the gloss that's meant to go for the Bella Pierre one, otherwise it's super sticky. That can also go. And then I think everything else can stay. We've got a Huda Beauty one that I actually do enjoy. If I'm going to be wearing a liquid lipstick, it will be that one. Then we've got this one from 3CE, which I actually do enjoy if I wanted a red. And we've got some lipsticks here. We've got the MUA matte one in the shade Mystic, probably a favourite. I think this is super pretty. Then we've got Pixie from Luna by Luna, and finally Virtue, also by MUA Makeup Academy, and also this one from Makeup Gallery. That one can go too, to be fair. That's the Poundland makeup one that I also got. That's just a little bit too dark for me. That can probably go. And this one from the Body Shop is nearly done, to be fair, but that's just what that one looks like. Those are the only like lipsticks, liquid lipsticks that I'm keeping, and then I'm going to have all my glosses as well. So that is a lot less than we had before, and I'll just chuck my lip liners and glosses back in. So that is my makeup declutter. These are the products I'm getting rid of. I'll just run them through again. So we've got the Bella Pierre Kiss Proof lipstick, liquid lipstick, and the gloss that goes with it. The NYX Lingerie liquid lipstick, as well as my Makeup Gallery lipstick here. It's just like a berry shade, and also the gloss liquid lipstick in this shade. I'm getting rid of my Natural Collection lip gloss, my Charlotte Tilbury Walk of No Shame pop eyeshadow palette, my Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions palette, my Colourpop Miss Bliss palette, my Urban Decay Ultraviolet eyeshadow palette, my Maybelline Nudes of New York palette, my Hide and Chic Barry M face palette. I'm depotting my Revolution Roxy palette, so realistically I'm probably getting rid of 3 or 4. This Riri Triple Shading Bronzer that is basically been decluttered, I think, before probably. My Maybelline Mitchell blush in the shade Plant Gaze, my Beauty Crop lip and cheek balm in the shade Mauve Wave, which looks like that, my Fenty Beauty cream blush in the shade Fuego Flush, which I really wanted to love. Very sad about that. Makeup Gallery Gorgeous Flawless Foundation, my Florence by Mills skin tint, my Ilia cream eyeshadow, my Persona Cloudy Glow blush, and these 2 mascaras. So let me just count that out. Let's say that's 22, and then let's make that 24 products. Overall, I'm super duper happy with that. That is the biggest declutter I think I've ever done on my channel. So really pleased. Just kind of clearing out stuff I'm not using. I don't want to roll this stuff into projects because then it would just take away use from like products that I love. So yeah, really excited to declutter all of these bits. So yeah, I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like down below. Hit subscribe, turn the bell to join a little club, and make sure to turn on all notifications. Then you'll be notified every single time I post a new video. If you want to watch one of my other videos, there'll be 2 on the screen now to pick from, as well as a load linked up in the cards from earlier. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.